and good afternoon, and welcome to THFC Till I Die, your home at Tottenham, past, present, and a very, very exciting future under Ange Ball. And as you can see, we're going to start off with the elephant in the room. Philip isn't here because Philip somehow caught COVID. Now, we don't know how, we don't know where, we don't know if he's been where he's been, what he's been doing, but he has caught COVID. So we've got my co-host today is it's my usual third in command, the man for FTS and Full Time Sports Network, who we are partner with. Of course, it's Colin. How are you, Colin, this afternoon?
I'm not too bad, thank you, Dermo. I want to say, I hope he gets well very soon, Philip. Missing you on the channel, and I hope that you're well as well, Dermo.
Yeah, I'm grand. I've had a few days off. The computer went in for surgery, and so far it's acting all good so far. But it is like my PC's like a 5-year-old child. It could act up at any time. So who knows when it's going to throw a tantrum. But anyway, so far so good. Look, a very interesting last few days actually since we last spoke. Of course, we've got the North London derby. VAR and referees come on under increasing pressure, Colin. United not doing well in the league, but winning in the League Cup. And Man City going out last night to Newcastle, which sets up a great tie for you in the fourth round against when you're home to them. How would you say the last few days in the world of football's been? It's been a bit all over the place, hasn't it?
It
Really?
has, yeah. It's a bit of a crazy time in the world of football at the minute. Obviously, there's lots of things going off at my club. There's lots of things going off at your club, and many other clubs.
Yeah.
It's a strange time to be a football fan.
Yeah, well, no, look, what's going off at our club is that we're going up the league and playing brilliant football. What's going off at your club is you've got owners you don't like and the manager hasn't got a clue. Um,
Yeah, you say that, but we're on the 2-game winning streaks. We beat Burnley at the weekend as well.
oh, do you really think you beat Burnley?
What was the scoreline?
I don't think you will. I think Burnley will beat you myself.
Hmm. We won at the weekend 1-0.
I know, but did you read? Yeah, that's yeah, fair enough. I was going to say they're going to lose to Burnley, and then Ten Hag will be out the door, and you'd be crying in your
It's
sleep.
not happening. Not happening. Ten Hag is getting a new contract.
Is he really?
Yes, he is.
A new contract of what? How to piss off players?
No, right. Listen, right. I back Ten Hag. I
I
back
know
Ten
you
Hag
do.
with this.
I know you do. I know. Look, what very quick before we get into the chat, what do you think to the Sancho thing? Do you think he's right to say what he says until he apologizes? He's banned for more first team activities. It's very strongly. It's a very strong stance he's taken, Ten Hag.
It is, yes. But everybody knows Ten Hag doesn't mess
Mm,
about. Look at Ronaldo. When he had his
mm.
hissy fit, he was gone. Sancho just needs to apologise. The sooner he apologises, the sooner he's going to get back to playing football.
Can I
You
ask?
don't come out and publicly criticise your manager for saying that you're not training very hard.
Well, mind you, Eric Dyer could have, mind you, Tottenham manager could have said that about half our team that we've had Eric Dyer, Sanchez, Don Bele, a few others. I mean, if you said that about Don Bele, it'd probably take him about 10 years to get a response because it'd be that slow. But anyway, let's do this in the chat. We've got Geordie, how away the effing lads. Big up, Geordie. Hope you're doing. We've got Geordie as well. Says, I'm predicting a 2-0 win for you guys. Come on. What, for Man United or Tottenham? Hopefully it's for Tottenham. Of course, we're going to beat Liverpool 2-0. Man United won't even beat Burnley.
Right. Listen, Sunshine. Did you watch the game yesterday or the day before even?
I saw the highlights, yeah.
Yeah, the highlights. Yeah. You wait. I can't wait till we play Spurs again and absolutely tear you apart.
Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. But big up Geordie. And we've got Luke Chapman. It's my birthday. Happy birthday, Luke.
Happy birthday to you.
See, you even get Colin singing you a Stevie Wonder classic there. Look at that. Yeah. So happy birthday. I hope you're having a lovely day. And then we've got the wonderful Mia, who's on with me tonight, of course, afternoon guys on the podcast, of course, with Colin. And I think Jack or Dave's going to come on for the Irish Hots, but I don't know which one. They haven't seems going to pull the short straw on that one. So we'll find out later. And then Mia's saying, tear us apart. What are you talking, Colin? What are you taking, Colin?
Just watch. You know, we're looking better now.
Yeah. We've got Wayne Bonner. Yeah, we've got Wayne Bonner. Wayne watched your My Fans story on Dave's channel. Really loved it. Absolutely fantastic. I would recommend anyone to watch it. Wayne is such a supporter of my channel and Dave's and all the Spurs channels. He really is. So big up, Wayne. Listen, this is normally Philip's thing, so I'll let you take it over for today now.
Oh God!
So give it a good go on. Get in a bit air, put in your chest, and give it a good go, lad.
Good afternoon, everybody.
There you go. See, not as good as Philip's.
No, Philip's the godfather, though. So.
He is. Yeah, he's a godfather or something. Anyway, you know what? Mia knows what's been happening around my neck of the woods. Believe me, it's all been in the group chat and everything.
Oh God, Philip.
Yeah, Philip is up to. Yeah, well, I blame what's his name, Chris, for crashing the boat myself, but Mia knows what I'm on about. It was his fault. We will improve more by then. You are doing an F-all, mate. Yeah,
just wait. Trust me, you're in your manager bounce still. As soon as you get beat once, watch, you're going to start struggling. I'm telling you, it's a fact.
Yeah, but we've got Ange Postecoglou. He's
okay.
He's like he's the Australian boomerang. He just keeps coming back.
Okay.
A bit like Uncle Albert and Over Fools and Horses. He was a boomerang that kept coming back. Anyway.
Hey, leave Uncle Albert alone. He's a national treasure.
He is, and he's at home in his bed in Ireland and literally with COVID. We did run a poll the other night, actually, in the last podcast. Who was Philip? Would he be Grandad or Uncle Albert? And actually, Grandad won. So he's at home watching 3 tellies in his bedroom at the moment.
Yes.
We've got Chris Lane. Good to have you back. Hope all as well. Big up, Chris. It's great to be back. And then Mia said, yeah, his little pigeon chest. That's it, Mia. Keep going. Now, Wayne, look, we might as well start on the Man United Palace game because it was the other night, and also Newcastle knocking out Manchester City. Before we get on to any Tottenham news, are you surprised by that Newcastle result? Because by all I hear, Manchester City dominated the first half, and Newcastle came out like we did against you in the second half and tore them apart. So are you surprised by that?
Well, I mean, I didn't even watch the game, to be honest with you. I can't stand watching City. They're so boring to watch. But when I saw the scoreline, I was a bit surprised. But then I actually looked at what team got put out, and Pep didn't take this competition seriously at all. That must have been his D team, let alone his B team. You know what I mean? Some of the players on there I've never heard of in my life, and you know, I take privilege in trying to find players, and you know, I do little reports and stuff. But now it was a very, very weak City side.
Yeah. Any results surprised you in this League Cup third round tie? Any games that thought, do you know what? I didn't think they'd win, but they did.
I'm trying to remember what all the scores were, to be honest with you.
I'm surprised Chelsea beating Brighton, to be fair.
Yeah, but I think Brighton are more focused on the league. I think they're pushing, aren't they, for European football this season. That's what they want. I don't think they're really bothered about the Carabao Cup. Not many teams are, I don't think, to be honest with you. But
I mean, Crystal Palace never are, to be fair. I mean, I heard Simon Jordan, Jim White saying to Simon Jordan this morning on TalkSport that Crystal Palace rarely do anything.
Yeah, Crystal Palace are one of those teams, though, that don't really do a lot, which I don't understand, because this is probably one of their best chances of getting a trophy.
And it is. A lot of teams like us, we blew it, which I'm going to get onto later. Palace blew it. This is a competition worth winning. It's a European place at the end of it. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of teams call it the Mickey Mouse Cup, and it doesn't mean anything. But it's a trophy. At the end of the day, it's a trophy. All teams want to win trophies, regardless of what trophy it is.
Yeah, it is. Well, listen, let's get on to the game coming up to the weekend. All the news from today, of course, we are against Manchester United's rivals, Liverpool, where the Beatles come from. Cilla Black. I don't know what else come from Liverpool.
Slippy Gerrard.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, moaning Klopp, who's took over from Moaning Myrtle from Harry Potter. They've also comes from Liverpool. How to take wheels off a car or a bus and put bricks under it and nick the wheels
Whilst it's moving.
Once it's moving. I mean, that's quite an achievement in itself. And also the Anfield rap, which to this day, I bet you John Barnes looks at that and still cringes.
Oh,
But
yeah,
mind
what
you,
were
he
you
could
thinking?
sing, actually, to be fair to John Barnes.
But what was he thinking?
Oh no. What was the other song he did? What was it? Oh, what was the name of it now? World in Motion.
Yeah, that
He rapped
we
in
got
that
the
as well.
world. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it
just
is.
no.
Yeah. Chris says there is no Europe via the League Cup. I thought there was.
Unless it's changed. It used to be, but maybe it's changed now because of the whole new system.
Oh, maybe. Oh, yes, the FA Cup. You get a European place. Back in the day, yes, with the League Cup, get you the UEFA Cup, and the FA Cup got you the Cup Winners' Cup back in the day. But big up, Chris. Thank Wayne Bonds. Afternoon, Mia. How are you doing, boss? Yeah, the boss is in. She's there behind the scenes. She'll pop on at any time, Colin. You know that, and just
That's
give us a
fine.
rollicking for something.
That's fine.
That's fine. I'm good. BT Soundnet or Greg Soundnet, big up. It says, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you are all well. You've got this. Yeah, we have got this. Eric Dyer said that once. He got this. Look what happened to him.
It's thingy. Sorry, the Carabao Cup winners earn a place in the Europa Conference League qualifying round.
Oh, so they do get a place out of Europe out of it then?
Yeah, it's for the
yes,
playoff rounds. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I never knew that. Wayne says, I'd love to win the League Cup. Definitely the FA Cup. Not for Europe place, but because it's a trophy. Yeah, I know. I would love us to win the trophy. I've forgotten what it was like to win the trophy.
I did until last year.
Do you know what? You get somebody on, right, and you think they're a really nice bloke, and then they just shove a trophy in your face. I don't know.
I can send you a trophy if you want.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, could you send us 18 league championships that you've
Ooh,
won?
no, can't do
Any
that.
European cups? Can you send us?
We'll give you the one where we beat Chelsea. It doesn't really matter to us, that one.
No, we'll take that one. And Greg says, I thought the Carabao Cup qualified you for the Crumbs League. As you heard from my up-to-date, a bit like Simon Jordan. He's a bit like a Danny Murphy, Colin is host here. I would say that if I could pick TalkSport, right, Philip's a bit like Simon Jordan. You're a bit like Danny Murphy.
Okay. As long as I'm not a bonglahore, I'm fine.
No, he just talks absolute crap.
Oh, yeah, he does.
I'm surprised he's got a job, but mind you, he does do breakfast and nobody listens then.
Well, he needs to do, I think needs to do the hours between 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that he might get more viewers then. And Wayne went, Chelsea? Who are they? I don't know who they are, Wayne. There's some team in South London, right? Or West London, right? I don't know who they ever heard the Chelsea column.
I think so. I think they're that League Two side in London, aren't they?
Oh, that's them. Yeah. Save the Bridge. That was it.
Yeah.
Save the Bridge. That was it, yeah. Anyway, Tottenham handed huge boost because James Maddison injury update ahead of Liverpool. Now, for what I'm hearing, it's not as bad as everyone thought it was. I think he's just jarred it. But he will be fit for Saturday. So James Maddison will be fit. Now, Colin, I saw this little bit of news today. Real Madrid are plotting a surprise move for 190,000 a week Tottenham star. And of course, that is Sonny. Would you think the Spanish league would be a place for would Son love to go? Or I don't think so. I think he'd quite happy staying in the Premier League for the rest of his career, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I think he'll be at Tottenham until he retires now. Real Madrid is a glamour club, yeah. They've got a massive pull, but I don't think Sonny wants to go to Spain. No disrespect to La Liga, but it's a step backwards.
Yeah. I mean, look, Sonny's done well this year, and I asked a question to me, and I think I will ask it tonight, but I'm going to ask it anyway and see what people think in the chat. Do we really need a striker now since Harry Kane left? And there was all this clamour when Harry left, we need this striker. Even I've said it. We're going to need a 15, 20 season ago striker. But after Sunday, do we really need a striker considering how prolific Sonny's been? What's it, 5 goals in 7 games?
Yeah, I think you still need a striker. I think every team needs, somebody that can score 15, 20 goals a season.
Yeah.
And then that's just boosted by players like Sonny, Maddison, Kulu, all these kind of players. So, yeah, your team goals are like, 50 plus a season, let's say. Having a striker that can score always benefits, but it's coming to that stage in football now where people are playing with false nines.
Yeah, they do.
So it's not necessarily a thing that you do 100% need anymore. But I think a 15 plus goal striker definitely helps.
Yeah, me and Mia have got a new name for him now. He's not called Harry Kane. He's called Parry Payne. That's his new name now. Yeah, that's his new name.
Parry Payne is doing well.
He is doing very well, actually. Well, mind you, he's playing in the Markets Farmers League, isn't he?
Well, yeah, true. But I just want to say, yeah, right. I said ages ago about this Harry Kane curse. Have you seen who's top of the Bundesliga?
No.
It's not Bayern Munich.
I tell you, this curse may be real, actually, Colin. I'm telling you. He's taken it to Germany with him. He has taken it to Germany. We've got Carl Simpson. Good afternoon, gents and everyone in the chat. And ladies as well, he should say. Yeah, good afternoon, Carl. Listen, next time, Carl, you're on a boat, please don't crash it off the coast of Wexford. You just lost us a load of stuff. You know what you've lost us.
Sorry, now Bayern have gone top again, but they're equal on points with Leverkusen.
This is why, Carl, I've had to put Mia into to drive in the boat. Mia knows why. So, Carl, you've been relegated to offloading with me when Dave's in the van. So there you go. The Carl and Mia know what I'm talking about. It was all in the group chat last night. I'll tell you exactly what happened. Must be about, yeah. Mia says, is it snowing in Wexford? Let me check. Is that snowing? No, but there was a lot of snow in the town centre. I'll tell you that this morning. Yeah, we had a boat, well, 2 boats actually. One was seized in Cork Harbour with an estimated of 157 million pounds worth of cocaine. Were found. It's the largest ever. It's the largest ever capture of any drug in the state's history. But the other day, a boat crashed off the coast of Wexford, and there's apparently lost all its cargo. So there's loads of pictures. There's loads of pictures going around, and because I live in Wexford, I've had Dave text me, said House of Strawberries. This is I keep saying the best that's ever been. But there was a bit of banter between myself, Carl, and Mia last night in the group chat about it. So there's a few pictures going around. So I send you one of the pictures, Colin.
You're terrible. Terrible.
It is.
But I'm just to clear my name, although I do have family relations in Cork, I have nothing to do with this cocaine bust. It's not mine at all. I didn't order it. It's nothing to do with me.
Are you sure?
Well, you pay people off to get it in, and then they just do this anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I'm blaming Carl. Carl was driving the boat, so just blame Carl.
Carl, how much? I want my money back, Carl.
Don't worry, Mia's taken over now. Mia's taken charge. No wonder the Godfather's got COVID.
What, having to pull it with me and you?
Yeah, probably is. Mia says, was it powdery snow? No comment. And can I just say, I'm due in court on Monday with the driving offence. Can I just say, me going to court, right, and what's happening in Wexford has no consequence of what the two situations are completely different. Can I just put it like that, please? We've got Mia saying hashtag blame Carl. And then we got, and Carl said, "Ain't no party like a Wexford party. I must remember not to do it while I'm at the wheel."
Oh, terrible,
Yeah.
terrible.
Um, and in Carl's defence, I was the ship's captain. Well, there you go. We can blame Wayne as well. Oh, God.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah, you picked the right people for the job. I mean, we should have just left it to Mia, shouldn't we?
We
To
should
be
have
fair.
really, yeah. We should have. Mira will get it sorted for us.
Yeah, Mia.
It's all right.
Mia says driving whilst it started. You mentioned one thing and it just goes completely AWOL, this show. Um, anyway, that's about Sonny. I don't even know what did we talk about Sonny before we got sidetracked.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. Right. Now Spurs are set to make a surprise swoop for former Spurs players. Fulham target 17 million striker. Now, this is Marcus Edwards, who started his career at Tottenham, and then was sold to Sporting Lisbon in Portugal. Now, he did play against us in the Champions League when Mourinho was in charge, and actually done all right against us. Now, Tottenham have a buyback clause, well, a selling clause. I think it's 35%. So if we buy him back, we get two lots of money because then Sporting Lisbon will have to pay us back the sell-on clause. Look, but the article goes on to say, but one that they're allowed to leave the age of 20, Marcus Edwards could be in line for a long-awaited return to North London. Although Sport Witness do take pains to point out but there are one of several European clubs who are tracking the Enfield-born Wideman. Colin, he's really progressed in Portugal. He really is a talent. Do you see him coming back to Tottenham, or would you see him going to a place like Fulham or somewhere like that? And what other European clubs do you think are after him?
A bit difficult to say what European clubs are after him. I think there'll be quite a few, clubs. I think some clubs like Valencia and stuff like that might be after him.
Yeah.
I think if this is an Ange signing, then I can't see why he wouldn't come back to Tottenham.
No.
If it's not, and they were just looking at him, but it's somebody else that's wanting it, I think he might be better off going to a Fulham or somebody like that. Because, I mean, let's face it, the Portuguese league isn't as competitive as the Premier League.
No.
So it'd be interesting to see how he adapts. Maybe you sign him and send him out on loan in the Prem for a season or something.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Look, for me, a big up, Carl. Yeah, it's not, but look, just blame Mia. Hashtag blame Mia now. Look, for me, we should never let him go in the first place. He was a talent. He's done very well in Portugal, I have to say. I can see him probably going. You're right about Valencia. Would Man United be in for him? He's a decent youngster, and United like buying young players.
We do, yes, but I don't think we will at the minute. Cause obviously, he's I'm trying to think. My brain's gone dead on me. He plays out on wing, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's a right winger. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously we've got Palestri, who's not really getting in game time. Anthony when he comes back. Sancho if he ever comes back. Garnacho, Rashford. We've got quite a lot of players that play on the wing. So
yeah, that's true. This is going back to Bat Sonny. I sort of missed it, so sorry, Wayne. It says Son's loyal. If he wanted to go, he would have gone already. Like the rest of the team and us supporters, he's enjoying the football again. I like to see a new striker come in, but Velez, and he also goes on to say, I wonder if Velez will be handed the chance off the bench at some point this season. I think he will. I think he's been brought in to replace Parry Payne, as Mia likes to call him. I think he has. I don't think we need to buy a striker. I think we've got enough goals to go around actually to cover themselves. And you look at the likes of Man City, they played for years without a front man before they got Haaland. And they're still very successful with the false nine. So it can be done.
You say they played for ages without a striker before Haaland, but if you actually look at the players that they've had, Gabriel Jesus, Sergio Aguero, Carlos Tevez, Abong Lahore, they've had strikers,
Mm.
But I think it's Villas is going to be an interesting play when he gets the time to play. But I think he needs a more mature head at the side of him as well to help guide him.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I do. Who do you think they might go after? I mean, Valovic is somebody I would love to see at the club, but I don't think will happen. Um, who do you think they might be looking at, Wayne? I mean, Colin, sorry.
It,
And
well, it all depends when it is,
yeah,
In January, honestly, in January, I've got a feeling that something with Tony will happen in January. I don't know why, but I've got a feeling Ivan Tony will be a
I,
Spurs player in January.
I don't like the idea of that because look, it's got nothing to do what he's been banned for. I just don't think he's top end Premier League material. I think he's okay for a Fulham or an Everton or a team like that. But if you're looking at a big team like Spurs or Arsenal or Man United, Liverpool, I don't think he can cut it up at the top part of the league.
You see,
That's just
I
my
thought
opinion.
that. I thought that myself as well, though. But when you look at teams that have been, I mean, Pep Guardiola sent scouts to watch him.
Mm,
So if Pep's sending scouts to watch Tony, then there must be something that we're not seeing.
maybe just to get betting odds from him.
Or maybe,
You know,
maybe it could be
yeah,
that. Yeah,
could be that. We have got a poll in the chat. Are Spurs in the title fight? 39% say yes, 61% say no.
I
Well,
think
I'm
it's
going.
far too early.
No, well, I'm delusional. You know that. I think every season we're in the title fight, and then it just breaks my heart by Christmas when we know we're not. Carl says Sancho has been chucked into the Bermuda Triangle. Yeah.
He can stay there.
I wouldn't mind. I know. I bought Sancho um on my EA 2014. Actually,
Why?
because I wanted to, and because Ten Hag rang me up. He said, "Listen, Dermo, would you take this player off our hands?" I said, "Would you fancy Eric Dyer?" He says, "No, I'll give it to Sancho for you for £1." So I bought him for
Fair
£1.
enough. Fair
Yeah,
enough. That's about price right. Yeah.
yeah. I'm still trying. I did flog Eric Dyer in the end. Got Carl Simpson. Look, I love Richie, but if we can get 30 million for him in January, I would take it and go out for Watkins. Now, there's another player as well, Watkins from
Mm.
Villa. He's another good player.
Yeah, he's a player I quite like as well.
Mm,
There's just something about him. He's not a prolific goal scorer. Let's tell the truth here. He's not. But it's the way he plays. I do like the way he plays football. But I think he'll be lucky to get Watkins for 30 million. I think Villa, with the way they are at the minute, they'll be putting a 50 million price tag on him probably.
yeah, but to be fair, we're never going to get another Harry Kane, are we?
No,
That
he's once in a lifetime.
Yeah, I always say he was our Jimmy Greaves.
Yep.
I've always said that. I mean, he's a once in a generational player. I mean, it's a bit like saying Maradona, having another Diego Maradona. He was a once in a life generation player for a lot of stuff. But there you go. We've got Wayne Bonnet. It says, nope, don't want Tony because of the reason for his ban. I wouldn't trust him. Send him to the scum. I wouldn't even do that to him. I'll send him to Man United.
We don't need him.
Ten Hag will have him out in the reserves in about 5 minutes flat.
Probably.
Carl says, give me the poll again in January. Well, I've just gave you the poll now, Carl, but I'll give it to you again in January, no problem. He says, Carl Simpson says, Dermo, the Red King is in the house. The Red Card King is in the house. Yeah. I was doing all right on my EA 24, playing really good football, doing it properly. Carl comes in, I want a red card, so I gave him one. Then I got 2 players sent off. So, what do you think of EA 24? Have you played it yet?
I have, yeah. It's all right. It's it's not what I expect. I was expecting a lot more with the way they built it up, but yeah, it's a decent enough game.
Is it an improvement on EA on FIFA 23? I think it is. I think
Yeah,
some
yeah.
of the mechanics are a complete. I mean, the playing mechanic. The only thing is, I can't get the goalkeeper to come out because it used to be the triangle button. but that doesn't work anymore. And I don't know what button you have to press so you can control the goalkeeper, so you can come out and do that. But I don't know. I quite like it. I think it's an improvement on FIFA 23, personally. But I was playing it the other night, Carl. And for every reason, I was playing against the Invisible Man. Right? No word of a lie. I couldn't even tackle the sod. Like the pastor was playing, I forget what was playing, but the passed the ball to him, and this ball was just going by itself. It's just unreal. I don't know.
EA.
EA, I know. EA make bad Formula One games and bad football games. They've totally ruined F1 23 again. Codemasters was doing a brilliant job too, and then EA got involved in it, and then they've just totally wrecked it. Greg Selnet, I will only admit to being in the title fight when it's mathematically secured, because I'd be too scared to jinx it. Well, I think we're in the title fight, but mind you, I'm just deluded anyway. Wayne Bonnet says, flog Dyer for cash or give him a public flogging. Wayne, what would you prefer? The flogging first and then flog him from cash, or just flog him just for the sheer hell of flogging him? So anyway, Wayne, let me know. I might do a poll later in the podcast. Do we flog Eric Dyer, yeah or nay? Carl Simpson, I have to wait to the end of October. Looking forward to playing the spectator mode like a proper manager. I've tried that. It's a bit weird, that one, Colin. I don't know if you've tried it yet. It's very weird. Me and Colin are going to do our own. We are going to do a video on our own views on EA24. And give our thoughts on it. So in the next couple of days, Colin, if I can tie you down for half an hour.
Yeah, no worries.
We'll give our viewpoints on EA24, the good, the bad, and the ugly of it. But yeah, I've tried manager mode proper. I didn't like it. For me, I didn't like it at all.
I haven't played manager mode. I haven't played it. I played Ultimate Team and Be a Pro.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Yeah, I've done Be a Pro. It said I started at Tottenham. What I've done, I'm going to redo it again because I want to start at Celtic and end up at Tottenham. But I've started at Tottenham and I wanted to end up at Tottenham, but I had to pick a team, so I picked Real Madrid.
Okay.
But I'm going to start it again.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm at United, but one of the contract things it tells me to do is I've got to score bicycle kicks, and it's like, what? I'm rated like 81. You want me to score bicycle kicks? It's ridiculous.
It is, but I'm enjoying it. It's great, and it's out everywhere from tomorrow. I'm playing the free download. For it, but yeah, it's out everywhere from tomorrow for EA24. So enjoy it, everyone. There will be more content of EA24 coming up here. Me and Colin are going to try to sort something out. I don't know how we're going to sort. I need to speak to Jack about this, but there will be a competition between our channel, I think Full Time Sports Network, and the Irish Hotspur, and some other channel as well. We're going to have a league. And it's going to be every Saturday. This league will happen, and it'll be live on all our channels. And we're going to see who's going to win the EA trophy at the end of the season. So yeah, it's going to be good crack, and something that we will sort out. I need to get the logistics of it. I don't know how to do it, but we'll sit down. Colin is the tech guy, so I'm going to sit down with him and see what we can do. We've got Wayne Bonnet, sell tickets for the public flogging. This time next year, you'll be a millionaire. Yeah, my partner said that to me last night. It's going on my headstone with Highway to Hell, and then this time next year, we'll be a millionaire. So
that'd be nice.
Yeah, I've always said I want Highway to Hell played at my funeral, and why not? It's a great song, great band. Huge injury boost as fullback Reggie Sessinon has actually returned. Wait for this. Drum roll. He's returned to light training at Hotspur Way. That's a shock. He'd be injured now. There'll be a report tomorrow. He'll be injured again.
Yeah, he'll be injured for about 5 months.
Yeah, he reports that the versatile left-sided defender is set to restart training, running out on grass, which will be a major step towards his recovery. However, Moat Bell added the player is still a number of weeks away from returning to full training. He's one player that's really unlucky with injuries, Colin.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
one of them things with him, isn't it?
it is. I mean, it's surprising how many players do actually suffer with injuries. It's crazy because of how much they actually get put through, and they think the physical conditioning that they all go under as well. It wouldn't be the case, but I don't know. Some people are just made out of glass, aren't they? Really?
Yeah, and I think he's one of them. I think he is one of them. We've got a few comments in the chat as well. We've got Carl Simpson. Keep dreaming, Dexter. You will get there. Oh, I know what he means. I know what he means. Who's this Sesson on? You talk about. He's a player that's been at Tottenham for years, and he just keeps getting injured.
Yeah,
He
I've
really.
heard. I've heard about him. Apparently, he's like a hybrid of Ronaldinho, Messi, Ronaldo, Pele, and Maradona.
And Darren Anderton.
Yes, and Aaron Ramsey.
Ramsey. He's not a clone. He's a clone of Darren Anderton and Aaron Ramsey. Sick note, Mark Tree. Now, here are 5 reasons that Spurs can win the league. Now, Colin's going to sit down and study this because he's going to work out, will this play into Ten Hag's thing? Let's see
Point
if
one,
any.
delusion. Point two, delusion. Point three, delusion.
No. Point 1, workload. Right. We're out of the League Cup. So 1 game a week to probably January to the FA Cup. So we should be quite capable of doing that. Vibes. There's been great vibes around the club at the moment. The fans, the players, everyone's working as one. We're united again, thank God. The first 11, brilliant. I like this one, number 4. Things can only get better. And I love the song as well. Mind you, Tony Blair did have it as his election song for the 97 general election for Labour when they won. Sort of ruined it for me a little bit when he tried to start singing it. And I thought, no, just keep to your daytime job. Leave. So I love the song, but things can only get better. And number 5, fixture list. Now, if you went through them, Colin, the workload is probably right because we've only got 1 game a week to January. But the fixture list with no Europe, is this Tottenham's best chance to have a crack at the league in a few years?
No, it's not. That's no disrespect to Tottenham at all. The reason why I'm saying no is because Man City are in this league.
Yeah, but Man City are beatable.
Man City are beatable when they put a weak side out.
Is there any way you can see Man City sort of falling off a cliff?
No, Man City are doing things differently this year. They tend to start slow, Man City, and then kick on. But it just seems like they've kicked on straight away this season. I'm really concerned that this could be over. The league could be over in February.
Do you know what? I think you're right. I look. I know Mia says, you are deluded. Sorry, stop setting these expectations so quickly. Look, I'm allowed to, Mia, but look, I'm sensible enough to know that Man City, and Carl says we're allowed to be as delusional as we want. Exactly, Carl.
Of course
but
you
look,
are.
I think you're right. I think you're right, Carl. Look, Man City are in a league of their own.
They are. Man City are just ridiculous, and it kills me and pains me to say that because I can't stand them at all. But I think the only way you're going to win the league is if you beat Man City at home and away.
Well,
and
Man City
don't lose another game.
Yeah, well, Man City haven't beaten us at the new stadium at all. They haven't even scored a goal, I think, at our new ground.
No, it's fair enough. So that might be a thing, but then you've got to go to Etihad and beat them.
Look, I know we're in the definitely fight for the Champions League. I mean, that's for definite.
I think you're in top 4 fight, 100%.
Yeah, we definitely are. Look, and somebody was saying to me the other day, did anyone expect Leicester to win the league? But Man City weren't the team they are now. I mean, everything just fell Leicester's way that season.
Yeah, it did. I mean, everybody were terrible that season. Yeah. Everybody.
Do you know? There is a Dermo. Are you the Spurs hype man? Are you sure you didn't steer the boat into your own port? No, that was you, Carl. We know City are way too good. I mean, look, the Man City thing is going to be talked about tonight about football. Does it need to be regulated better with the finances and with certain teams allowed to spend as much as they want, and the FFP rules being sort of loopholes? And do you feel it's quickly becoming the Premier League is quickly becoming like a Scottish league or Spanish league or an Italian league that one or two teams are fighting for every season?
I mean, it's kind of always been that way. If
Yeah.
you look at it historically, the 90s were Man United and Arsenal. 2000s were Arsenal, United, and Chelsea, and then Liverpool came into the fray a little bit, and now it's for the last couple of years it's been Liverpool and City. Last year it was City and Arsenal. So it's always been one or two, maybe three teams that have always been fighting for the trophy. But I mean, realistically now, you might as well just give City the title before we've even started.
But isn't that is that bad for English football, or is it just the way it is and that's it? We just have to get on with it.
It's a bit of both, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
because obviously it's bad because it's taking out a lot of the competition from the game, but it's good because it's investment into football as well.
Yeah. Amir says, to be fair to City, they haven't been spending as big as they did at first. Do dodgy stuff with FFP. Well, look, I think they're still under investigation by the Premier League for their FFP. Whatever they've done, the loopholes they went through. Apart from Chelsea spending over $1 billion, which I think is ridiculous, Colin. Anyway, look, you look at football in the whole, and I always say with football with an economy, you look at certain parts of the economy of one, say the construction industry bubbles goes and it overheats, then it's a domino effect for the other parts of the economy. And then once all that goes, then you're in a recession. Is the football bubble, I think, getting so big that it could burst, or is there a chance of it happening, Colin, that football could go bang and we could be back where we were in the 80s?
I mean, there's always that chance of it happening, yes, but yeah, I think that bubble that's around the Premier League is made out of titanium or adamantium or something, because it looks like it's been going to burst for the last 5-10 years with the amount of
Yeah.
money that's been going in, and it's just continued and continued and continued. I don't think we'll ever see it happen in our lifetime,
No,
to be honest with you. But
I don't think.
who knows? Who knows? In maybe 80, 90, 100 years time, it does revert back to how it was in the 80s.
Look. For me, I think Sky have an awful lot to blame in this, in the money that's gone into football. I think also the teams like Man City are state owned. Look, we're going to go into this tonight in the podcast, and it really does football need proper independent people running it. Because at the moment, I think we're on the verge. We're losing small clubs left, right, and centre. The big clubs can look after themselves, but it's the small clubs like you're a small club, Colin, or Southend United that have got another 10-point deduction for financial going into administration or something along them lines again. You look at Luton nearly went out of business. You look at other clubs that have nearly gone out of business, and I think football's great at looking after the Premier League, maybe the Championship, but the rest of the leagues are not so good at being looked after, and they're being left defending themselves.
Yeah, no, I see where you're coming from there,
Yeah.
100%. I mean, if you look at the prices of clubs nowadays, I mean, obviously people are spending stupid money for Premier League
Yeah.
clubs, ridiculous money, and then Championship, yeah, you're probably looking 100 million, maybe less, somewhere between 70 to 100 million, and then even like the League Two clubs like my Doncaster Rovers, for instance, it costs £5 million to buy a League Two side.
Yeah, I know.
It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, and it is It is ridiculous. It really is, and I just feel FIFA, UEFA, the FA have a lot to blame. And I think when the Premier League was formed, I think that was the final nail into football's coffin, into the football we knew. And I think from then on, all these clubs got big loads of money, and the money just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The clubs are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Players' wages are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And now you're getting a player that was worth 20 million, say 5 years ago, now going for nearly 100 million.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
100%.
you've got transfers now we're not even battering our eyelids at. Where,
Well, yeah,
do
yeah,
you know what I mean? Where, say, Trevor Francis was the first 1 million player from Birmingham to Forest back in the 80s, and everyone's going, "Wow, that's as big as it's going to get." And
yeah,
then you got
and
Neymar going from, where was it, Barcelona to PSG for nearly 200 million. And
yeah, yeah, it's ridiculous.
it, it is, and it is. I mean, look, we are going to talk about tonight in the podcast at 9 o'clock about it. Does football need an independent body? I think it does. I think something has to be done because football cannot sustain itself for much longer. If we keep going on the same way we're going, a lot of smaller clubs are going to get wiped out, and then we're going to be left with what, a two league system, because you're going to find a lot of clubs in League Two going part time, or in the Nations League they're all part time. There's only one or two clubs that are full time, and all
Yeah,
these players have mortgages to bill, and all these players have um bills to pay. I would love to know how much a player gets, say, a Doncaster column, right? Ho To a player, we all know, say, I don't know, pick a name, say Jack Grealish is on 150 grand a week or 200 grand a week, right? I would love to know how much a player in his position at Doncaster Rovers gets a week.
so Jack Grealish
Yeah,
gets around 230,000 a
yeah,
week. Let me just quickly think of
because
somebody. And Ben Close, who's a Doncaster Rovers player,
mm,
he is on 3,000 a week.
that's insane. Now, 3,000 a week's not to be sniffed at. Let's get it right. You know, the time you pay your mortgage out, what's that? 9 grand a month,
Yeah,
less tax. So you're probably looking at what, 8 grand, 7.5 grand after
oh yeah,
tax.
about 7,500 ish. Yeah,
So by the time your mortgage comes out of that and you pay your bills, you still got a good chunk of it left.
yeah, but it's not
But
230,000
no,
pounds
it's
a
not.
week, is it?
No, it's not. And this is where I think football now needs these. This is where football needs an independent body to say, hang on a minute, is a player really worth 230 grand a week? The answer to that is no.
No, I
Nobody's
mean,
worth 230 grand a week.
no, there isn't. I mean, I would love, honestly, I'd love for him to turn around and say, okay, transfer spending wise, how much you can bid for a player, we're not going to cap that. You can bid
Mhm.
whatever you want. But wages, everybody's capped at the same.
Yeah.
The max you can spend on a player's wages is, I don't know, £180,000 a
Mm.
week. Because then it kind of, yes, people still have a bit of an advantage if they've got more money for the transfer kitty, but it equals, you know, the playing field a little bit as well. Because, let's say, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a club. Aston Villa, for
Yeah.
instance, come in and offer a player, you know, £120,000 a week to play, and then City come in and go, well, we'll give you 250,000 to come and play for us. They're going to go where the money is.
Yeah, of course it is. The players are money merchants.
Yeah,
Let's get this right. Players have no loyalty to no football club. Players have loyalty to themselves and their bank balances. And I think you look back in the day, as I said, we are going to go more into this tonight. And I'm so pleased to have you on, Colin, and Mia on as well. And I think Jack or Dave are getting on. we've got Mr. E says, hey, Dermot Coys, big up Mr. E. We've got Hit also say, I think some of the lower league players are paid well, but nothing like the ridiculous sums paid out to the top players. Yeah, exactly. He's in. He's watching. Colin. He's been watching. Philip, how are you? Hello from COVID land. How's COVID land, Philip? Hope to leave it tomorrow. What time's your flight? Let us know. And are you going to be be helping Mia with the boat? That's all I'm going to say. You can let us know on that. But get well soon, Philip. For me, look, I spoke to you earlier, and yeah, you sounded bored. Like poor old Philip, right? He's stuck in the room, right? I know what it's like myself. When I had COVID 2 years ago, I was out for 6 months with it. And then I got it again last Christmas, and I was the whole Christmas in one room. It is boring. The first day is lovely. The first day is like a bit of, it's a bit of, it's like, oh, lovely. Don't have to do anything. Don't have to do nothing. I just sit here, play my PlayStation, watch some TV. But after a couple of hours, it gets boring because you want to go out and go downstairs. You're so used to going to the fridge to get a drink, and you can't. So you've got to take somebody bring me up a bottle of water. And then they leave it outside. It's like an operation. It's like a military operation. You're not allowed out your door. You've got to judge it right to get the water. It's a pain in the back. I thought it'd all gone, but apparently it's still here. It's a bit like a dodgy Vindaloo.
It's always there. It's always there.
Yeah. Carl Simpson's, we've been capping for years apart from Mr. Sketches. Yeah, that's true. Mia says, get well soon from Mia. Missy says, Harry Kane was stealing and living at Tottenham, really, when you consider he was invisible in the cup finals. Yeah, that's true. We've got Carl Simpson saying, get well soon, Philip. I bet it's not snowing in COVID land. I bet it is. But Philip will let us know. Mr. EE says, I was in China for a tour in 2 weeks in 2014. I never saw a bat or on the menus once, nor buffets on the buffets. Yeah, that's one thing we are going to do one of these pre-recorded over 18 shows, and COVID will be one of them, about how it started. And it's going to be, it's going to be one of those ones. Carl Simpson's, I might say I have it again just to get away from the wife and kids.
If you need a break, why not?
Yeah, but it was poor old Philip's wedding anniversary on Friday, and the book went away and everything. So I felt from, look, we're going to end up with this. No, two more things. Paul Merson's had it again. I don't know why he just can't shot his gob. Anyway, he says, Paul Merson says Liverpool beating Tottenham on Saturday live on Sky Sports would be massive.
So, I don't understand what he's saying there.
I don't know. I don't know if he's right in the head.
I don't think he is.
I think it's known where he lives. Let's put it that way.
It's doing something where he lives.
Yeah. I mean, what he said against Tottenham was completely delusional. But anyway, we're going to end up with this, with a little bit of a stat of the day. It says, and I want your answers in the comments to this if you know. It says this is that no English manager has finished in the top 3 in 20 years in the Premier League. And the question along is that, I mean, I have got a question: why are English managers not as good as the European ones? But who was the last English manager to finish in the top 3 20 years ago? Put it in the chat. Let me know who was the last English manager to finish in the top 3 20 years ago. Now, I had to look this up. I was speaking to Dave. Me and Dave didn't know till Dave actually said it, and then I looked it up, and it was. But who was the last English manager to be in the top 10? And it's ridiculous. I mean, you look at the list, and look, I'll get the list up now, right? Here we go. List of Premier League managers. I mean, some of this, right? Managers' Premier League titles, right? Alex Ferguson, number 1, Scotland, 13. Pep, Spanish with 5. Jose and Arsenal, Arsene Wenger, Portuguese and French with 3. And then all these were 1. Ancelotti, Italian. Conte, Italian. Dalglish, Scottish. Moinen Klopp, German, won. Mancini, Italian, won. Manuel Pellegrini. Is he from Chile?
Manuel Pellegrini.
Yeah.
I don't actually know where he's
Uh,
from.
he's won one. And then Ranieri with Leicester won. So you've got a Scots, Spanish, Portuguese, French, German, and
Yeah,
one,
he's Chile.
yeah, and Chile. No English manager has never won the Premier League. Now, the question is, why are English managers not as good as the European managers, Colin?
That's a good question. It's a very good question. I don't know. I mean, when you look at all those managers, a lot of them have got a lot of years of experience.
Yeah.
Because none of them are particularly young. So maybe it's that. Maybe Eddie Howe will be the first English manager to win a Premier League.
Yeah, maybe. I do you know what? I think I don't think it's because they're not good enough, but I don't think a lot of English players who come managers are given a chance to manage the big clubs. You look at Paul Levy, right? You look at black managers in the game, which is non-existent, which is an absolute disgrace, and we're going to get on to that tonight as well. You look at Steve Bruce, you look at Roy Keane, you look at players that have won multiple championships, say at Manchester United, right? And you look at players that have won multiple titles at Liverpool. Now, no player ever goes on to be a great manager. That's a given. But surely somebody within that's won stuff under, say, Sir Alex Ferguson would have taken enough of knowledge of him to be successful as a manager. You can't even get a good English manager. I mean, yeah, you've only won one major trophy. Since '66, and it's taken you to nearly in 2020 for Gareth Southgate to get to another World Cup semi-final and the European Championship final. So all their managers you've had before are not bad managers.
No, no.
What's the difference between an English manager and a European manager?
I think honestly, it's just work ethic. I
Yeah.
think that's all it is.
Yeah.
Like when you look at all these English players, I mean, there's a lot of English bias media out there anyway. When it comes to the world of sport, there's loads. You can open a newspaper and there's something slapping you in the face. About how an English player's been mistreated or something. And it's ridiculous. But I don't think English managers get given a chance, like you said. You can have a look at it. Michael Carrick, obviously, is a winner, cup winners, trophy winner at United, but he's in the Championship, or is he in League One now? It's in one of them anyway, managing a team there. I don't think they get given the chance in the Premier League, and I don't blame them as such for it, but I think it's because there's that stigma around them. Well, they've won trophies playing under this team, this, that, and other. So let's give them the job in Premier League, and then they can't hack it because they've got no experience.
Yeah, you are true. But anyway, listen, we are going to leave it there. We are back on tonight, of course, at 9 o'clock with the Cockerel Clock podcast, and our columns joining me. Mia's joining me as well, and I think Dave or Jack are going to join me from the Irish Hotspur. Carl says, who was the last English manager then? Of course, it was Kevin Keegan with Newcastle. And Carl says, Dermot, that is what So Campbell said. He wasn't given a chance because he's black. And look, we'll get into that tonight, Colin, and it sort of brings it round. I mean, I will put that quote up again tonight. But listen, Colin, thank you so much for jumping on with me today. I know it's a bit last minute. Philip will be back on Monday, so you got me with a few. Well, I know Colin will be jumping on me most of the shows, including the watch along, I think, on Saturday evening and around the grounds, of course, Saturday. Hopefully Brad will join us then as we do that. But whatever you do, Colin, do you want to plug the Full Time Sports Network? Of course, it's our partners channel. We are partnered with them. It's a great channel, great people, Colin, Bobby, all the rest of the guys that work over there, absolute gents and absolute pleasure to work with. So, Colin, go on, give Full Time Sports Network a bit of a plug.
Yes, if you like the sound of my luxurious voice and you want to get more of it, or if you want to see me cry at the weekends because Manchester United have been beat again, then go over to Full Time Sports Network, where we cover quite a lot of sports, not just football, and we're always happy to chat.
Yeah. So everyone, please get over there to the Full Time Sports Network. Yes, we are back tonight at 9, and we are back as a channel after a few days. The computer's behaved itself, I have to say, Colin.
It has. It's behaved very well. You'll have to give it a little treat.
Yeah, first test, it's gone through fine. Second test is tonight. But whatever you're doing, please enjoy the rest of your Thursday. We are back tonight at 9. Come on, you Spurs. In Big Ange we trust. Go on, Colin. You know you can say it. Go on.
I am not saying that at all.
He does. He says it behind the scenes. Believe
I
me.
definitely do not.
He's a massive Spurs fan, but we will get him to come back. That's why he's wearing the Spurs top now. That's why his screen's off. But whatever we do, we'll be back later at 9. Come on, you Spurs.